At one point during this address, the president referred to the coronavirus as a, quote, foreign virus. That I think was interesting because as I was talking to sources earlier this evening, one of the points that the president wanted to make tonight, wanted to get across to Americans, is that this virus did not start here, but that they're dealing with it. Now, why the president would go as far as to describe it as a foreign virus, that is something we'll also be asking questions about. But it should be pointed out that Stephen Miller, who is an immigration hardliner who advises the president, is one of his top domestic policy advisors and speechwriters, was a driving force in writing the speech. And I think it's going to it's going to come across to a lot of Americans as smacking of xenophobia.
Oh my, you literally cannot make this stuff up. CNN and Jim Acosta are now basically mouthpieces for Marxist Chinese governments. Yeah, I mean, they're spewing literally the same propaganda to their American audience as the Chinese government-controlled media is spewing to theirs. We're going to look at the latest absurdity to come from the Clown News Network, and we're also going to look at how more and more people are just turning CNN off as their ratings continue to collapse. You're going to absolutely love it. Greetings, everyone. Dr. Steve here. Wonderful to be with you as always. A super happy Saturday weekend to you in the midst of our corona quarantines and the like. If this is your first time here, we post 2 videos a day analyzing current events in light of some super awesome conservative trends so that you can live in the present in light of even better things to come, right? Doesn't get better than that, right? So if you haven't already done so, you know what to do. Make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. It'd be an absolute privilege to have you as a regular part of this channel where each and every day we together get to celebrate the inevitable collapse of left-wing globalism and the unstoppable rise of a new conservative age. Now, before we actually get into the latest Jim Acosta CNN fail, make sure to download your free gift, which we put together just for you. We've had about 10,000 downloads. It's been really awesome. People really liked it. We're calling it our fake news antidote. And what it is, it's a compilation of over 20 news sites that I go to each and every day for my information. And you can download it completely free at the link down below in the pinned comment section. I think you're going to find it a really awesome resource. The links, the hyperlinks are all in there and everything like that. And finally, gang, of course, I try to be cheery and helpful, but in the end, we do have a serious situation, and I do want you to head over to my special website for My Patriot Food Supply. With all the quarantines being enforced already, with the quarantines that are guaranteed to come, and of course, with all those horrifying pictures of the empty shelves that we're seeing as a result of a lot of the panic buying surrounding the coronavirus, it's such a relief to know that we have such good friends over at My Patriot Food Supply. Gang, they are simply the best. And there's never been a better time to stock up on emergency food supply. And no one makes that easier or more affordable as My Patriot Supply. My Patriot Supply food kits last up to 25 years in storage. They include breakfasts, lunches, and dinners. And best part, if you act now, you'll save 40% with a 2-week emergency food kit when you go to my special website by just clicking on the link down below. So obviously, I mean, if you find yourself, you're still looking to stock up on food and supplies and getting frustrated with empty shelves, well then go ahead, take action today by clicking on that link below and save 40% off with your 2-week emergency food kit. I've got mine. Make sure you get yours, and let's take care of each other throughout this whole process, all right? And we're going to weather this together better than ever. All right, so let's dive in here. CNN's White House correspondent Jim Acosta, who we here on this channel affectionately refer to as Jim Acosta. He continues to demonstrate himself to be really nothing more than just a left-wing anti-Trump activist who happens to be disguised as a journalist. I do believe his press pass should be revoked immediately. Again, by the way, like Trump did several months back before an activist judge ordered it to be reinstated. But he is emphatic. Acosta is emphatically not a reporter. He is a propagandist. He is a left-wing activist disguised as a journalist, as a reporter. And he continues to demonstrate that, bluntly for all to see. The latest example has been this accusation of President Trump as a xenophobic racist simply because Trump refers to the coronavirus as a foreign virus of origin, or as the Wuhan virus. So for whatever insane reason, the woke virtue signalers on the left, who never tire of policing our language, for whatever reason, they have deemed the term Wuhan virus to be racist. I mean, these people are proof positive of the adage that I came across. It was a meme of some kind, and it put it perfectly. If a Democrat from 1960 transported forward into time to 2020, he'd be considered a conservative, right? But if a Democrat from 2020 transported back in time to 1960, he or she would be considered a dangerous lunatic. I mean, that's what sums up the Democratic Party perfectly today. So Jim Acosta demonstrates his own form of this dangerous lunacy. He accuses Trump of xenophobia because of his use of this term foreign virus. But it didn't take long for people to point out to Acosta how hypocritical that was by highlighting one of his own tweets where he uses the term Wuhan coronavirus. He himself qualified the coronavirus as something specifically foreign in origin, Chinese in origin, which now the woke left has designated to be racist. So heal thyself, physician. But even more than that, you're going to love this. Fox News is reporting that Acosta actually tried to turn into news the note. You ready for this? Okay. This was an actual supposed news report. You could see it for yourself from the one and only Jim Acosta of CNN. Here's the headline. Source: Trump is concerned about coming into contact with people infected with coronavirus. That's the headline. That's news for CNN. Trump is concerned about coming into contact with people infected with coronavirus. And we know that from an anonymous source. They're saying that Trump was concerned after learning that he was in close contact with a Brazilian official who ended up testing positive for the coronavirus. And he's very concerned. And people are coming out saying basically, this is the stupidest, most idiotic we've seen all week coming out of CNN. And that's saying something. What on earth is newsworthy about anyone being concerned about who they interact with in terms of the threat of contracting a virus? How is that even remotely newsworthy? Moreover, to add insult to injury, the report didn't even mention whether Trump was concerned about himself or whether he was concerned about other people that may have been infected. So Dan Gaynor over at the Media Research Center, Fox News is reporting on this. He came out and said, look, we all know that Jim Acosta hates Trump. We all know that. But this is even stupid for one of the most obviously ridiculous figures in the history of journalism. How's that for a diss, right? Gaynor went on to assert, that really in the end, all Acosta does nowadays is embarrass CNN and further degrade the news industry. And this is really why both Jim Acosta and CNN, they just continue to be objects of ridicule, and rightly so. Do you remember this? My favorite was, I think it was back in June of 2018. Jim Acosta of CNN, right? So there he is. He's covering a Trump rally in Tampa, Florida. God bless all those people there. And he's live on CNN, live television. And he's trying to talk to Wolf Blitzer, who's also a piece of work. And all of a sudden, right behind him, the crowd starts chanting, CNN sucks, CNN sucks, and then fake news, fake news. I mean, it's absolutely hilarious right there on live television. Of course, Acosta's all incensed, and he's like, well, Wolf, obviously all of those things are false that they're accusing us of, right, Wolf? And we know they're false because the Democratic National Committee told us to say that, right, Wolf, right? Oh, man, it doesn't get better than that. Now, what Acosta was actually saying, he actually said, we're staying right here. We're going to do our job and report on this rally to all our viewers. We're not leaving, like the entire audience is telling us to do. We're going to report this to, and he literally said, to all our viewers who are stuck in an airport terminal, right? We're reporting on the Trump rally tonight, and we hope you make it to your destination safely. This is Jim Acosta reporting for Clown News Network. It is so funny. I mean, and here's the beauty in all this. Speaking of airports, all right, no one's watching CNN anymore. More and more people are just turning CNN off, and conditions seem to be working along with it. Have you seen the latest from Babylon Bee? It's hilarious. The satirical headline reads like this. I love the Babylon Bee. Ready? CNN's ratings collapse as coronavirus fears empty American airports. Ain't that the truth? That's the only place they're getting views from, is airports. Here's how bad things are for CNN. You ready for this? This is some primary news here. The night of the New Hampshire primary, so this is back in February, mid-February, both Fox News and MSNBC got big ratings boosts, obviously, right? So Fox News scored the highest, as always, in terms of the viewers tuning in to get news on the primary. So obviously a big news night. People are disproportionately watching the news in a moment to get the totals, the vote tallies, and the like. So you would think, as everybody else, as every other news corporation is getting a boost, you would think CNN would see a boost in their ratings too. No. CNN was the only network that actually saw a decline in total average viewers in prime time. During one of the heaviest news nights of the entire month, CNN actually lost viewers. And they didn't just lose viewers, all right? They were the only news network to lose viewers. That's how bad it is for this clown news network. Nobody's watching them anymore. And that's especially true, now that more people have stopped traveling through airports. I mean, what are they going to do now? I love the Babylon Bee. They are so clever. They never, ever, ever disappoint. But it's CNN's ratings just continue to implode. They are by far lowest rated cable news network. Their top shows don't even appear in the top 20 cable programs. They really are just a joke at this point. And no one, literally no one, exemplifies that joke more than the so-called White House chief correspondent, Jim the Acosta. Now, before you go, you definitely want to check out my latest video. I just put it up on Joe Biden's latest campaign fail. It's absolutely hilarious, and it will make your day. So make sure to click on the link, and I will see you over there. God bless.